Rugby World Cup 2023, folks. South American clash between Chile and Argentina has gone Argentina's way. Pretty convincing, 59 points to 5. We'll go through some key events and stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts. But ultimately, this brings us to the end of the Chilean Rugby World Cup campaign. Sadly for them, they lost all their matches, didn't pick up any points. But I think it's certainly been an encouraging one for just World Rugby. I know they've had some pretty big defeats, but they've certainly shown glimpses of what they can do as a side. They've, developed a lot over the last few years, and hopefully this is just the first step in a few more steps forward. South American rugby seems to, from my distant vantage here in New Zealand, to be in a pretty decent place. Obviously, they played the big brother of South American rugby in Argentina. Argentina got their big bonus point win, which they would have wanted with one game to go for them to secure quarterfinals play. But no injuries seemingly, and a few of their veterans put up their hands for possible selection in that final game for them. Great crowd as well, really, really vocal, which was pleasing to see. Soft penalty conceded from Argentina early, though, a push off the ball. Meant Chile had a chance to get the first points on the ball, but their long distance penalty was a miss. And then Chile conceded some penalties at the breakdown, at the maul. Argentina opted for touch. They went line out some phases, but good on Chile. Didn't concede any points in that kind of opening wave of Argentinian attack. However, it took only 9 minutes for Argentina to get their points on the board. Sanchez, in his 100th game, gets a try. Record-breaking game for him. And I think a lot of Argentinian fans would like to see him continue on at number 10 next week. But down the right wing, he dummied, and you thought he was going to pass it, but just kept going and kept going. So a great try. 7 points to 0 for Argentina. And he gets man of the match as well. So it's a great day for him. And then Cinti, interestingly, went off for an HIA not too long after that. But I think he came back on not too long after. But Argentina showed a little bit of respect for the Chileans by, at one point, opting for a penalty to make sure they get that 2-score lead. So 10 points to 0. And then the maul. The maul got into action. The maul is the one key weakness, I think, in this Chilean side. And it's often the difference between, sides which get regular Six Nations or Rugby Championship action compared to the sides which don't. It's often the set piece. It's often the maul. Juan Gonzalez gets a try from a maul at 17-0. And then, interestingly, Chile did win a scrum penalty. They won a couple of them in this game, which will be a little bit concerning for Argentina, but also encouraging for Chile, that they can, at scrum time, certainly put their hands up. But then another maul try. This time it's Agustín Creevy, 24-0. The Argentinians are really starting to get going. But then Isgro, he gets a yellow card for a swinging arm to the head. I think he was going in for a wrap. Fernandez kind of dipped into it a little bit, but they said it wasn't too dangerous, so he ends up getting just the yellow. But despite the fact that they had the yellow card, Argentina still were able to keep the pressure on for much of that first half period. And even when he came back on, Isgro, though they hadn't conceded any points, it looked like he was going to get a great try from turnover ball. Huge carry into the corner. But no. He was just taken out by the Chilean defender. So, halftime finishes 24 points to 0. I guess from an Argentinian perspective, you look at the fact that they got a bunch of early tries and were then kind of stopped. Like Chile stopped the scoring for at least that, almost half of the first half. Maybe the yellow card is part of that. Also, the Chilean work at the breakdown, I think, needs to get a bit of credit. The halftime carries are 57-38, so Argentina's had more ball. Chile's had to make 84 tackles to 49, and they've won 4 turnovers to 2. So Chile's work at the breakdown, like I said, is a strength of theirs and was certainly helping them to keep the scoreboard closer than it could have been. But their line-out was really bad. 1 from 4 in the first half, whereas Argentina were 9 from 9. Second half, Chile did have a nice wee chance. Ayatza, that fullback, he's one of these guys, and you look at this Chilean squad and think, maybe some guys will pick up bigger contracts than they currently have. They might get signed by teams that haven't seen them play before. There'll certainly be a lot of scouts out there. Ayatza, I'm not sure what money he's on. with his current club, but he's one that may be in line for a lucrative contract somewhere else. He's looked impressive. Lead line breaks with Fulich, but they can't score from it, and it's in fact Argentina who go down the other end only a minute or two later, and get a try through Bogado. So it's a bit of a brutal one for Chile, because from, I think it was a knock-on, it's a scrum. The scrum leads to a penalty. The field position leads to Imhoff with a big carry, and then I think one of the loose forwards passes it to Sanchez to Bogado, and he's able to go over. So 31-0. The scoring resumes for Argentina. There's a bit of handbags, pushing and shoving. I was waiting for that. I knew that was coming at some point between these kind of rivals. It happens on 50 minutes. I felt like it had to happen. And then it looked like Chile had scored immediately after, although their try from a nice line-out move where it looked like they were going to maul it. They didn't. They flicked it back to Bome out on the left, on the blind side. He went over, but they ruled that final pass was forward, and it was forward. I wanted it to be a try, and it was cool that it happened right after the pushing and shoving. It was kind of like a bit of a middle finger to the opposition that you've just gone and scored, but they didn't score. It was chalked off. So sad for them. Argentina had a penalty 5 meters in front of the sticks for Chile. They opted for a scrum, but Chile won a penalty at scrum time, gave them an exit, but they missed touch. So kind of errors on both sides. And then Isgro did get his first Argentinian try on 63 minutes. Bazem Velez put him into a gap, and he's a hard man to bring down. They almost got him. Ayatza almost got him, but not quite. He's able to get the ball down. So 38-0. Argentinian maul gets them back into some action. Isa's able to get Gonzalez another try. So the scoreline is really starting to extend at this point. Chile at one point go for a drop goal. Don't know really why, but I guess they just wanted to get some points on the board. But happily, the drop goal misses. They go back for an advantage. And Chile set what I think is their only maul of the game, and they get a try from it. The reserve hooker, Dulisson, is able to go over. Fantastic. I think that's the biggest cheer of the game. Chile is on the board, 45-5. But Argentina has still got 2 tries in them. Ruiz gets one, burrows over from close range, 52-5. And then Santiago Carreras shows that Argentina is not just about getting more tries. I mean, Isgro got one before that. But Sanchez got a nice one for the backs, but yeah, the Carreras one is maybe one of the nicest ones. Some slick passing from the Argentinian backs. That's what they can do. So 59 points to 5 is the finish. So pretty similar to what the bookies and whatnot had this one predicted to be gonna be. Run meters 714 to 316 Argentina. Possession 60-40. Territory 62-38. Clean breaks 12-3. Defenders beaten 46-23. So Chile still had their moments, but obviously they're playing with less ball. They concede 12 penalties to 9. They tackle at 80%, which is a bit low. They turn over more ball, 18 to Argentina's 13. And Argentina mauled it 11 times, which is a lot, to Chile's 1. So, yeah, Argentina tackled at 82%, which from their perspective is still a bit low. They would have liked that to be a bit higher. But Chile is an attacking team, so maybe that is partly to be expected. Bogado, 127 meters, 3 clean breaks, 4 defenders beaten from the back. Imhoff, 48 meters, 5 defenders beaten. Isa, 104 meters, clean break, and 5 defenders beaten. Sanchez, like I mentioned, man of the match. Martinez, the number 8 for Chile, 20 out of 23 tackles is a good shift. Ayatza, the fullback, 6 defenders beaten, 66 meters. Impressive player at this World Cup. But yeah, see you later, Chile. That is the World Cup appearance for them. I hope it's been a great experience for the players. Like I said, I hope some of the players are on the radar of some other clubs to potentially get picked up, because there's certainly some talent there. And the more guys that go play abroad, the more experience they get, and the more guys who can come through the ranks to play through, Selknam, the local team in Super Rugby South America. So I think that'd be good. Hopefully that happens. For Argentina, they have a must-win match against Japan to secure a quarterfinal spot, remembering that Japan, their scoreline against Chile was not quite as emphatic as this one. So Argentina will go into that one as favourites, but compared to the England scoreline, this scoreline was not quite as emphatic as what the English did. So maybe if the pool does go, based on the results that Chile have had, England, Argentina, Samoa, England, Argentina, Japan, Samoa, Chile, maybe that is a fair reflection of the pool. But still, who knows? Anything can happen in a one-on-one game. You guys, let us know your thoughts on the game. And yes, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.